this here search button. So good evening, everyone, and welcome again. My personal apologies for the delay. I got a little distracted by an email that was not what I was expecting, and I'm a little upset because there's certain material that I had actually planned to use that I now don't have access to. Grumble, grumble, grumble. My fellow GMs have already been apprised of that situation. But anyhow, uh, diving right on in with a quick roll call and making sure the character sheets are up to date and don't have like a 10 billion extra hit dice than they're supposed to. Adaman.
Oh yeah.
Ari.
Yeah, I only have several extra hit dice, not a million.
Oh, okay. Aldrix.
I'm here.
And Aurish.
Yeah.
Alright, so where we last left off on a perfectly timed, well, shit. The party has arrived, or the crew, the gang, the motley band that you are, arrived back at the village, of which you guys didn't, to my knowledge, haven't even bothered asking the kids what the name of the village is yet. You just, it's just the village. Having dealt with the situation in False, a horde of undead seemingly being used to maintain the lumber production in the area, taking Lilith and Sarah, these two children that this compulsion in all of your stomachs have led you to connect those two now back to this currently unnamed village. You made a point to stop by the place where their mother had fallen and was slain. The spirit there, beyond thankful and able to at last go and move on and go to rest. You were assailed by a small trio of some can't really call them highwaymen because you're in the middle of the woods, but not really woodsmen. But some guys that you killed, some of them, one got away. The the caster among them, who, as much flack as we gave him as a caster, did pretty well considering he actually maintained an entangle spell for like almost half its duration. I'm just saying. Guy gets like a little gold star on his little bandit little class chart. But most importantly, you arrive here at the village, and as again described in False when you had arrived, a lack of smoke coming from the hearths, the chimneys of the scattered buildings. There's no sign of anyone working or tending to the fields. Most notably, while Sarah is still her upbeat, cheerful self, Lilith has at this point crept to the front of the cart and is sort of leaning over the headboard. Aldrich, you kind of hear muttering under her breath, "You don't think here, too, do you?" And as if to answer her question, a blood-curdling scream cut short with the sound of metal connecting with flesh comes from the city in the village center. The horse not thrilled with the prospects at the moment.
Okay, tie the horse up, let's go.
I'm sure it's just a common, normal, everyday farm accident. I'm sure they're fine.
I'm not going to even... I'm just going to turn and look.
Like, slowly motion, like nod my head towards the girls. I'm sure it's fine. Let's go.
Yes.
Sarah hearing y'all say "let's go," grabs her teddy bear, ready for action. Lilith grabbing her axe.
Now remember what I said. Stay back, protect your sister.
What am I protecting her from?
Heck if I know.
I'm Abrash waves.
She rolls to attack. Mayhem, you are. If you sprint from where you've stopped the horse and at the point where you heard the scream, it's like a 40-second dash to get to the village center. Because you think there's these large plots of land, like wheat fields and the like, that stretch the size of the village out.
I'll try to spread out a little bit as we come in, if it doesn't slow way down too much. Come around the side of the building or something, or at least have some space in between us.
And for the record, I kept trying to make a map, but I kept getting annoyed with the maps I was making, so I don't have a map for this village. So I'm going to leave you on the map you are currently, so you have access to your tokens for any token-related rolling. But otherwise, yeah, there you go. Who is taking the van? Who is the first? Aldrich obviously is a little delayed, having to clamber off of the cart.
Right.
Likewise with you, Adam, and having to climb out of the back of the cart, unless you tend to flip over the side. The nimble leper that you are totally known for being, right?
Right. Do we have keys to the van?
Yes.
I guess I'll take it.
Abrash would sort of move out in front.
Yeah. Probably better.
Yeah. Mr. Sorcerer.
Mr. Sorcerer who has, like one good hit of hit points.
You've got all those hit dice. You'll be fine.
He just has the dice, not the hit points to go with them.
He just needs lots of short rests.
Just hold him back for 30 minutes, guys. All right. So, Abrash rushing forward and taking the most straight path, running through the fields. What would you like to do, like as far as getting there? Effectively, you're coming on a road that you remember runs straight through the center of the village. This is the road that you guys had taken out coming the other way, and you have wheat and grain fields on either side of it, with scattered hovels and thatch huts dotting the area. The centermost area where you heard the screams is the only place with a sizable wooden structure, the village center. Effectively a greenhouse.
Abrash would want to approach the center, but not go right along the road, because you're too visible. So he would sort of move through the cornfields, corn and wheat off to the side, approaching the village center.
So you're attempting to hide.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, and note that it will slow your movement down a bit.
Okay. 7.
It is a man dressed in like Victorian black dress clothing, just rushing through a field of wheat, getting slapped in the face.
This was it considered.
But you think you're being so stealthy. Already being the next one, not having to deal with getting out of the cart. Do you have anything particularly you'd like to do before Aldrich and Ottoman are on the ground?
No, I would just look to try and keep close enough to Abrash as he's closing in. I can help provide support.
Okay.
If he's veering off towards one side, I'd probably head towards the other just to split up and give us some space.
Okay. If you are likewise attempting to hide your approach, and a stealth check. then preemptively to Admin and Aldrich if that is also your intent. If you intend to just rush in, it's not needed.
Where are we rushing into?
The village center, you heard a blood-curdling scream that was cut short as if someone had just been murdered.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm just charging forward.
Yeah, if there's a field to run through, since I'm short, I probably would just run for it.
Okay.
Maybe like if I can see I'm getting close to the end, then slow down and have a more cautious, stealthy approach. But for starting out, I'll try to close distance.
Hopefully, Adamant, you're not broken here like you are in the other campaign. See if I can actually whisper you. Did you get that? Don't tell me you're somehow broken here too.
Hold on. I probably did, but I'm not. I'm not in chat right now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got a test here.
In case you don't.
needed.
If you intend to do stealth forward, obviously stealth forward. There's something specifically to you.
Something specific to me. All I got was test. So
Yeah, I sent that before I tried to
else.
send the other thing, so fingers are typing. I don't expect it to impact your decision or your actions, so feel free to continue.
Okay. Where is? If everybody else is just charging forward, I will move forward too. But I don't really think if they're running noisily, me doing so is going to make a difference.
Okay. So the first one on the scene would be Aldrich having basically rushed straight up the road. The two sisters stay with the cart. Lilith hopping over the headboard and quickly grabbing hold of the reins with one hand, axe in the other, trying to steal the horse. That is, soon as Aldrich let go, immediately like, all right, bye. She hurries up to rear it in to keep the cart in some degree of control. As Adam and you slip out the back and begin to try and catch up to your comrades. Ari Albertish stealth eventually falling to the wayside in favor of getting your presence onto whatever situation is happening. The three of you, with Albertish coming from the left field, Arya there on the right, Aldrich down the middle, you come to the large grain warehouse to see what looks to be the remainder of the villagers currently knelt in this that's pretty standard executioner kneel, one of which there is the sickening sound of the axe being removed from the head. One of those three men you had saw just now 2 days or so past, in the midst of flicking the blood and the gore off the edge and moving with a almost drunk swaying gait to the next one.
I would close in to throw a dagger at him.
Okay.
Distract him and stop him.
While he does that, I will cast Thaumaturgy and yell, "The divine decree you stop," to make my voice insanely loud.
Okay. You'll note the executioner, as I'll end up probably referring to him henceforth, doesn't seem to react to your sounds whatsoever. His face glazed over as Ari, go ahead and roll to attack. And then Arborish can get a perception from you as Adam, and you are coming up right behind them.
Perception.
Oh, wait.
But both of you can roll it.
Okay. A names.
Perception.
Okay. Ari, the dagger sinks into this man. The force and the impact gives that familiar lurch back that you expect from someone being hit by one of your knives. He keeps walking, one foot in front of the other. And it's at this point enough of the light catches his face, eyes are blinded over as he begins to churn towards the next villager, who is openly weeping as he begins to raise the axe. Please roll for initiative. Albrecht, Adaman, just as you are rolling for initiative, what you witness there by the grain silo, about 60 feet from the two of you, right there on the edge of the field, you see the village elder hunched over, his hands from fingertip just past the wrist caked with blackened blood, and seeming in control of, particularly to you, Adaman, focused on some arcane ritual.
Should have killed this asshole first chance we had.
And it is Adaman who leads initiative with a 23. Let me actually open up the initiative so we can see that without me having to constantly remind myself. Boop, boop. Aldrich, where the hell is it?
I got a 17.
I was looking for your token,
Oh,
because for whatever reason, until I added y'all, it didn't show up on my tracker here.
gotcha.
There we go. So everyone should see each other, right? Yep, yeah. Yes, Adaman. Again, he is 60 feet away from you. The scene itself, where the executioner, the fellow with the axe, the dagger, I'm assuming, disappearing at this point and returning to you, Artie, is only about 40 feet. So there's a 20-foot gap between them and the grain house, where there are 8 villagers that are still kneeling and still alive in front of this man. Your perception was high enough that you see the other one of them currently standing, blocking one of the house doors, physically gripping the latch and holding the door closed. That is, you see the door like shaking as if someone's trying to pull it open.
Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to imbue Sai with a spell before he moves away invisibly.
Okay.
I'm giving him Dragon Breath.
Ooh la la.
And that's pretty much it for me.
Dragon Breath does a visual
Hey,
component.
give me just a second. I can hit it for you. That way you know. It doesn't. I have to touch. It doesn't require visible.
Okay. So there's just this briefest little hand motion as Sai passes out of you, your hands being the last moment of touch, your spell slipping in and taking hold on them.
Yeah.
And
we're going to choose lightning, because I completely forgot that was part of this spell.
Yeah, you get to pick.
Yeah.
Flaming hot Mountain Dew. It all comes back.
I'm glad somebody caught it, because I was going to make that
Fire
reference in a minute.
Okay. And is that all you're doing?
Well, I'm going to take cover, but
Okay. So, ducking behind one of the bales of hay.
yeah, hay would probably be better. I was going to say like one of the children, but that's fine.
You left the children on the cart.
Even better.
Good lord.
Last I heard, I mean, I was getting whispered to by the children, so
That
I
was
thought maybe they were near me.
as you were leaving, sir. Anyhow,
No
so what
problem.
is Sai doing?
Okay, Sai will be moving closer to the gentleman.
At what move speed?
He moves at. This is a darn good question. What is his speed? I think it's normal 30, but
And Aldrich, you're on deck.
Okay.
movement. Oh, he has a fly speed of 50.
Okay.
He hovers. Okay. Double move if he has to. Just remaining where he's probably not going to be like ran into or touched in some way.
Alrighty. That would put him in range for your Dragon's Breath, as a note.
Yes, but if he has to double move, or just the 50?
Yeah, with a 50, because remember it was 60 feet away, and it's a 15-foot cone.
Is interesting. You know what? Let's do it.
So he will have disadvantage on the dexterity saving throw. Your DC, I believe, is a 15.
That is, I believe. Currently, my sheet says 14.
Okay. Well,
believe
he
that is
rolled a
accurate.
natural 4
Right.
before disadvantage. He then rolled a natural 2. He was so close. So he'll take the full brunt as you watch a flicker. They're mainly directed at the three other combatants. You watch as there's a jolt of electricity from out of thin air after a brief moment of Adam being adamant, talking to himself, and then slipping away to hide, and all of a sudden you just bzzz, then you zap the fucker. Well, see how much damage you do.
Yeah, I'm. It's 3d6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hadn't got it programmed in yet. 3d6.
Not the
6.
worst.
I mean, it's not great, but I mean,
Enough to wake him up.
Very much so. As you watch his eyes, Aldrich says your turn kicks on. His blackened eyes clear. Whatever he was focusing on has been interrupted. As he rolls a natural 1 on his concentration check.
Interesting.
Okay, do I notice any change in the executioner, though?
He is currently stunned, which is great because he was just lifting up his axe as the person in front of him was begging for their lives.
Okay.
He's also screaming in pain because all of a sudden he realized he just got stabbed.
Yeah. How far away from Elder am I? 60 or?
I'd wager about 55 feet. You would have been slightly ahead of Adamant before he started his
Okay.
participation in the fray.
I am going to. So are the villagers tied up?
They
Or
do appear to be restrained, yes.
okay. I will attempt to hold person the executioner.
You, sir, are counterspelled. As he, in the midst of his attention flicking around, you make that first grandiose movement, your shield coming to light as you begin to draw on Eldritch Power. There's a flick of his fingers, and you see some of that blackened blood fly off. And as it dissipates in the air, your spell corrupts and falls short.
Okay.
Just,
Question.
mm-hmm.
I would assume this is not able to go off because counterspell.
The spell never got to go off, yes.
Okay.
This is when you cast a
Yeah,
spell.
see, exactly!
You can use a bonus action on the same turn to force the target spell wisdom save on a failure. Okay.
So, good to go with that?
The triggering effect is specific when you cast a spell.
Okay. Yeah, screw it, let's go! I haven't gotten to play with this much.
He rolls a
So
natural 18.
One day, Eldritch Contagion, you'll get to play.
I mean, that already opened up a huge window for you there to get it off more often than I'm probably sure it's designed to.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the trigger does say when you cast, not if you cast successfully.
Yeah. And then, how far from Executioner am I?
That'd be 35.
Okay, I will I will get up as close as I can to that.
Okay.
I will yell, "Get the caster!"
Geek the mage!
Exactly.
Alright.
That is me done.
As noted, the executioner is stunned for his turn, so even though he rolled fantastically for his initiative, he is just trying to figure out what the nine hells is going on, as is his compatriot, who is holding a door shut for some reason that he doesn't know, but something's pulling against it, so his instinct tells him, hold the fucking door.
There.
Following that, the elder yells out, "They've come to take the children! Stop them!" Gesturing at you lot. Okay. Avarice, you're up.
Alright. So, hearing how far away is the elder caster dude?
He would likewise be same distance that he was for Oliver. It's about 55 feet from you.
55 feet. Okay. Alright, so Avarash is going to advance 30 feet, raise his hand, and let loose a Eldritch Blast at caster.
Okay. As you approach this 30 feet, do you keep your sort of staying off to the left sort of angle, or do you cut through the middle? I.e., moving towards where all the villagers are knelt on the ground, pleading
No, he would stay sort of at an angle, trying to get the flank on.
Okay.
14 to hit?
14 is just shy of hitting, as it connects against some leather underneath his robe.
Okay, that's me done then.
Alright, that brings us to Ori.
So am I actually catching awareness that there is something else here, or I've got line of sight to the executioner?
You had line of sight to the executioner because you threw a dagger at him.
Yes, I don't know if I'm aware of anything else, that there is some other agent here.
I did yell, "Get the caster!"
What's your passive perception?
I look around. Passive is
I guess
13.
Yeah. He's not by any means hidden. With the call out from your party member, you do draw a line to him. He's a bit out of your normal throw range.
Yeah, I guess how far away from me is he roughly?
Again, as you all approach at the same, effectively the same speed, Aldrich having caught up to you and Aldrich about again 55 feet. So
Okay.
he's
I
just
guess
in your bad range.
what is like the distance between him and the people that are about to be executed?
About 20 feet.
Okay. Then I guess I want to go stand over close to the executioner. Not like directly next to him, but try to be there to hopefully distract him. But and that puts me like kind of getting just within proficient range to throw daggers at some mage guy that I'm getting running out to find.
Yeah, as
So
you
I
come
move
breaking
in
free, you see the village elder, the one who had told you all to piss off the other day.
That's who it is. Okay. Well, then I'll feel even better. So yeah, I'll move in and then I'll throw a dagger and likely use my bonus to follow up to keep just throwing it back at him.
Okay. So as you come breaking it from what little cover you had, you skid to a halt, dagger lashing out and cutting fairly deep. He lets out a scream as 25 for 7 hits.
And I'll quickly follow it up, just flicking them out as fast as I can.
The 15 manages to hit, but unfortunately he is prepared for the third throw. The dagger cuts deep into the wood behind him as he moves out of the way. And by moves out of the way, he kind of like limps over, going, ow, ow, ow.
I'll kind of turn my head to the village by me. Run! I'm done.
The big brute, you see his face is now marred with confliction, having just heard his elder yell, saying that you guys are the enemy. In very convincing words. But fortunately, Admin, you're up.
Yes. Really need to get something I can do as a bonus action.
It can often be hard to come by this level.
Adamant will attempt to frostbite the executioner.
Okay.
He's got a big axe.
He rolls a natural
Okay.
19.
Okay, so that's good enough. And that's a cantrip, so there's no half damage.
Okay. And what is Sai doing?
Sai will breathe fire again, I guess. On the creepy guy with the sub-exergal.
Rolls a natural 11. So it takes the full brunt of the 14 damage.
Yep, making up for last turn.
Letting out another violent scream. He's already looking pretty fucked up.
He should be.
Got a bunch of stab wounds in him, getting shot by the air.
Yep. That's it.
All right. Aldrix.
Okay. Hopefully, he has some more important things distracting him. So I will again try to hold person the executioner.
Okay. What's your DC?
13.
Rolls a natural 14.
Well, I need another one.
Rolls a natural 19.
That's disappointing. I will try to kind of get in between him and the villager, though.
Okay. So as
With my movement.
as you push your way through, some of them are trying to scramble to their feet in the confusion. A few of them looking like you guys are, as he had just said, here to attack them. As you push in, they scream even louder, being, as far as they know, attacked from all sides. One of which falls face first. You see their hands are tied, not great, strapped behind their backs. And as you come skidding to a halt, you catch the trail of blood running from that first executed individual and over to him. And as he churns and curls his fingers, the blood flows into him, and he seems to gasp a sigh of relief as a few of his wounds knit closed.
Nice.
That's not great.
Oh, hell no.
The executioner has to roll against the deception check he made last turn and fails, rolling a natural 5 against the previous deception of natural 20. Oof. Poor executioner is going to turn his gore-soaked axe on Ari, being the nearest of the band of heroes.
Am I fair?
You had pushed past. Ari was like near
okay.
him, standing toe to toe,
Okay.
like not quite toe to toe, but effectively went to him. You went around them.
I figured I was like right between him and the villager.
I thought you went between the mage and the villagers.
I meant the executioner.
Okay. Well, he will be more than happy to smack you instead.
I know my job in this party.
So that's a 18 to hit
That does hit.
for a whopping 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
As tears are running down this poor guy's face. He has a weeping wound from the throw earlier. He's getting spells cast at him. Magic, it exists. What the fuck? What do I do? He's not having a great day.
As the axe bites in, snap out of it.
He did not appear to be under a charmed effect.
I know, but hopefully trying to snap him out of stupidity.
How he's insulted. The other one
Sir, that was out of character.
I know.
You know it.
The other one will continue to fight against whatever is on the other side of the door. You start what was this mindless sense of urgency before is now like, no, they're trying to take you away from us. Please stay inside. Like he's now yelling at the door. And that is their turn is done. Abrish, you are up.
Okay. How far am I? So I'm like 25 feet from the elder at this point, or is he moved?
Yes, he has not moved an inch for very specific reasons.
All right. Avarash is gonna run up and would like to acquaint him with his rapier.
Okay. About 15 feet away, you feel a cold sensation run from your sternum to your spine. As you see one of those shaded figures, Aldrich, Ari, and Aldrich obviously see it first. Admin, you catch a glimpse as you poke your head around cover. That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 4.
You are paralyzed. You take 1 damage
Okay.
as effectively you feel this creature reach into your chest, scrape across your heart, and you stagger forward that 1 more step, trying to catch your breath.
Okay.
You will make the save at the start of your turn.
Alrighty.
The elder looks over to this shaded creature and says, "What are you doing? I told you to go get the children." And you see that creepy void of space where a smile forms as it begins to stalk away from you, Avarish, paying little to no mind, heading towards where you left the cart. Ari, you're up.
Oh. Since Aldrix is trying to get off the people, sounds like I'm going to chuck some quick daggers at the caster again, and then start heading back towards our cart, trying to figure out where Sarah and Lilith are. It sounds like he's headed off to try and find them. Starting with my dagger attacks.
Okay.
Ooh, ignore that. Oh, unless you want that roll. I don't know if you want the roll.
You can keep the roll. That's a base 11. Which 2, 3, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. So it'd be the same. Just need to roll your. Well, you can take the 2nd damage. Well, so you've got 2 5s. Yeah. Dagger's not a D8 weapon. So 10 total damage as he staggers, effectively having completely reopened the wounds he had. That brings us.
One more.
You got.
I should have for the 3rd, for the 2nd on the bonus.
So you rolled your main, then you rolled.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how you want to track the rolls. I guess I don't know if I need that 3rd roll.
Your 2 hit for your
checking 3 daggers.
crossbow appears to be the same as your 2 hit with the
Okay.
dagger. So I just used that second dagger's damage.
Okay. Oh, then.
Because both hit.
Okay.
Your third
Yeah,
one,
there were three-
third attack would have
3.
missed.
Okay. Yep.
The 8
Make
there.
sure, yeah, you got. Okay. Yep, I had 3 throws, so then I'll head to try and see if I can find our 2 girls.
Okay. You turn to dart, and the creature is not even trying to hide, though it has a decent lead on you, as it was able to take a dash action on its last turn. Adaman, from behind your cover, you see that shaded creature on the other side of the hay bale start to run past you. More glide than anything.
Okay.
Between that, the executioner seems injured but not on death's door. The mage, the elder, he's pretty fucked up. Again. It wasn't.
Yeah, the one dude's like running past me here, right?
Yeah, that's another one of those literal walking shadows.
Walking shadows.
That is best described as currently holding Avarish's breath in its hands.
Let's hit it with some magic missile then.
Okay. Good old force damage.
Yay!
For a total of 6 damage.
Looks like you don't have the +1 there. So
I
it'd
did,
be
but yeah. Let me.
so it'd be 9.
9 damage, yeah. 9
Yeah.
force damage, which does seem to connect to this creature quite well.
Let me check that. I wonder why.
As each dart collides with and impacts with the creature's physical form, you see shafts of light from the other side before it coalesces to fill in the gap.
Doesn't have the +1. Okay.
Anything else?
And that's it for me. And I guess he will.
Are you
breathe
going to
fire
stay
again.
there?
Hiding behind the bales of hay?
You're about 15 feet from the creature you just nuked.
For now,
Okay.
as long as the hay bale is between me and him, then yeah.
It is not. You two are now on the same side of the hay bale. Is what I'm saying.
I will run around.
Okay.
This is, again, 14 DC on the caster.
He rolls a natural 7. Can he roll a natural 1? Because he does not see where it's coming from. He does not. So a natural 7 for 14 damage.
Now he's no longer invisible. If that makes a difference to you.
That would
Once he casts,
that's right.
yeah,
But
yeah. Once he casts the first time, I have not given him the command to turn invisible again. I have to use my action to do that.
It still was the natural 7 first, so it does not make a difference. So 14 damage as you guys see that blue energy effective. At this point, I'm sure we're all picturing just a force ghost, just Sith lightning the Elder to death.
You guys haven't seen what Sai looks like?
They've seen him, but it was like saw him for less than 6 seconds in the very first fight.
Nope.
But the jaw unhinges. There's a carry of energy building up in his chest that looses, much like a dragon, and plasters the Elder against the wall. That brings us to Aldrich. Because for the record, the Executioner is still trying to fight you. More so now that he sees you guys fighting alongside a fucking ghost.
I will say, think about it. Why are you slaughtering your fellow villagers? And I point towards the other shade by Sai. I mean by Edovan. We didn't summon that thing!
You want to roll a persuasion check, but he rolled a 2 on his intelligence. Just a fair warning. So the DC was set decently high.
Damn it. I tried.
As far as he knows, he hasn't killed anyone. When you say that, he looks around like, what the hell are you going on about?
Well, Jester had the blood dripping from the axe.
As far as he knows, it's your blood. He did hit you last round.
Fair.
But that will be your action to try and persuade him, and unfortunately, he is convinced by the previous deception.
Yes.
So he is going to take another swing at Albrecht. You're on deck. It's a natural 4 against your AC, so there's no way he's getting through.
Yeah.
Albrecht, your start of turn, you make the Constitution save again. You just cannot catch your breath. You are, for the record, aware of your surroundings. So you know what's going on. You're not deaf, dumb, and blind. You don't take any extra damage, unfortunately.
That's good.
Ari, you can hear Aldrich attempting to convince the villager that you guys are on their side as you're making your way, having just gotten to the hay bale, as Adamant comes running around the other side. Looking over the shoulder, you see the smoking body of the elder slumped against the grain house. Villagers screaming, trying to run.
Quick to say, nice shot. But I'm like looking around, trying to find the guy that I was trying to catch up to, that I thought was headed towards potentially Sarah and Lilith.
You step around the hay bale, and they're right there.
Okay. I try to get up in front of him with a little bit of distance. I'm not stepping up right in front of him, but try to get him to hold up my hands. Like, stop! You gotta protect the children. Don't listen to their vile words.
This creature is not one of the villagers.
Oh,
this is that literal like humanoid shadow. You had fought one back in Faust. This is what was really fucking up Aldrich. It was constantly reaching out of the walls, and you saw it paralyze, and that's when it revealed itself. You saw it paralyze Aldrich. Like this is not a human entity. This is a shadow made physical.
And I realized that before I step in front of it?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will stay off to his flank and call out, we got one more over here, and I will quickly throw 3 daggers.
Okay. Arborish, the magic number you're hoping for him to hit is 10.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 7 so far. He needs to do 3 more. The second dagger goes through. The third dagger, Arborish, you may make the save again at advantage.
It's 20.
So what you see is like the creature's left hand seemed to be gripping almost a manifest image of Albersh's heart. And as your daggers smash in, cutting through it, it lets go, and the breath returns to Alberish across the field. You are no longer paralyzed.
Yay.
And this creature, fortunately, it's not as impacted by. Oh no, this is a magic weapon, correct?
It is, yes.
Artificers, yes. No, so it's dead. You not only freed Aberish's manifested heart, but you also managed to disperse the shadows back into the world between the previous force damage and this assault.
Definitely a sigh of relief as the creature starts to dissipate. Pulling my dagger back.
And you and only you get to see that it doesn't seem upset. In fact, it's smiling at you as the last bits of it trails away.
Like a relieved smile or a maniacal smile?
Oh, absolutely maniacal. It had fun.
At least it's not still smiling.
That just brings us to the top of the encounter as Adaman, the Executioner, is just wailing away, bashing into Aldrich's shield, seeming unable to come to reason. You there, Adaman?
Organ.
Are we down now, Scorgana?
Score again. We hear you lighting up.
Oh.
There was some hot air. Can you not hear us? Welcome to ROTG Tech Support. Alright, do you want Sai to nuke the Executioner? Same as last round for now. There are no targets for the actions you had taken last round. The shadow was dispersed by both you and Ari, and you killed the elder that round as well. Well, Sai killed the elder. Tell him to turn invisible and then nuke. Okay. So just over your shoulder, Aldrich, a blast of lightning and a ghost apparates just behind you as the ears, the nostrils, and eyes just flood with smoke as this poor villager falls over dead. He has seen
Just,
reason.
Not what I wanted, but whatever.
You are technically out of combat. There is still one person who sees you as a threat, but he's more preoccupied with what he was doing.
Somebody charismatic try to talk to him.
And I will note
Probably...
that all the villagers are still like scrambling to try and get away from you guys. Adamant scolding his ghost.
I will go, like, go to the elder, try to see, like, what he was trying to do or anything like that with the summoning circle.
Okay.
I presume an arcana.
Correct. Is anyone trying to get the crowd under control?
Yes.
Okay. In what fashion?
Arash is just gonna, like, go and sort of go into the middle of the square and raise the sword and say, "You all will stop this silliness now, or we will get more angry!"
Roll your intimidation check.
To be fair, I was already typing it before you were
Sorry,
doing that.
so it's a 13.
Nah, they're scared shitless. Again, they were just told with a natural 20 that you guys were here to steal their children. And then your boy walks up and says, "Stop," while waving a sword around. Yeah, no, they're just, they're so confused.
I would like everyone to sit down now.
Man, first went a little Arnold there.
Stop yelling at the people. I will try to.
Handling this, Ari.
Are you? There's a difference in handling it and handling it well, though. They are afraid of you.
They are obeying.
Not the same. I would step towards people, like, hands out, hands lowered, like, we're not here after you. We had met 2 kids that grew up at your village. We were trying to come back to see if they had any family here. And then we rushed in to help stop what was happening. Seems there's stuff that we're after you, after your children. That is not true. And I try to, like, get our group to go, like, let's step back from these people, give them space, give them time to collect themselves. We will give you your space. And I try to calm them down.
Give me a persuasion check. This will have advantage due to the success of the intimidation, because you have their full attention.
Oh, I should have thought to do guidance. I never think of guidance after the fact. I think it's really.
You
I
do
think it's
have.
also really slow.
You also have advantage.
Testing.
Oh, okay.
Testing.
Work.
Hello, Skargan.
Yep.
I think there was some update that started running. My kernel was taking like all my CPU.
I just had like this weird mental image of your setup of like your standards, like mid '80s cyberpunk perspective of how computers would be in the future. Like
Yeah.
screens of random numbers and graphs and all that. And then just like the game D&D in the middle. They're uneasy as
Damn it! What's not happening?
It's accurate.
But not your children, those ones.
You two, just stop talking. You are making everything worse.
You're the one who came in and murdered their leader.
Oh.
Well, note, I did no offensive abilities towards the elder.
Technically, didn't really hit anyone.
I was not gonna bring that up, sir.
They are again confused, but the one that was holding the door with trying to make a point of keeping himself between y'all and the door he was holding. Whoever he was talking to, it sounds like he was able to convince them like the fighting's over, but please stay inside. Your parents are safe. The rattling seems to stop. And he starts trying to unbind the person nearest, keeping a watchful eye on the four of you. One of them breaks away from the party and makes their way to where the four of you have huddled up, to sort of get an assertion of what's going on. As now the rest of you here, as Adam had heard before, the cart. She's not exactly known for her driving skills, so but she's trying. The horse is being very stubborn, but she's managed to get the cart like just within sight of you all.
I will go over to the carts.
Middle-aged fellow walks up and says, "I'm is good. Which is the loudmouth or the knife juggler? Which of you speaks for this group?"
Please let it be the knife juggler.
I'm just waiting for somebody to respond. I mean,
We are more
I
of a
don't think
collective.
either of those described me.
I mean, great collective, sure, whatever.
Sorry, this is to the whole group. He's talking.
Yes, except now
Okay,
minus
okay.
Oliver, who has walked away to head towards the cart.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's that point. I tried to.
I thank you, and I know once things are sorted, many of the others will. Had you not happened to buy, I'm fairly sure we all would be dead. Why exactly did you happen? Weren't you? I recognize you lot. Weren't you heading the other way? Just a day or two past.
Two children that we believe came from here. We're hoping to find some family of theirs here. Willis and Sarah.
Kind of seems to look around, and glancing at the cart, you see little Sarah like standing up on the buckboard, just big old brimming smile, hugging her teddy bear, waving at the four of you as if encouraging and as a reward for your accomplishments here. Lilith, seeing Aldrich, is like handing him the reins of I don't want I don't.
Yes. As I take the reins, I will lean down and whisper to her, "The elder's gone. You're good."
So from one sigh of relief into another, you see a bit of color return to her face, as you're pretty sure she is like there's a little bit of look like bile on the corner of her mouth. You're pretty sure she probably threw up before she made the decision to come here.
There.
I assuming those are the two. They look familiar. That is girls. It was not really much in way of family for them. But they led you back here, and as a result, you've saved a lot of us. Come, let's get out of this damned heat. He's like rubbing his wrist as he leads you to one of the buildings. Do you follow, or do you just like say, "Nah, we're gonna keep talking out here"?
Sorry, Squirt coughed over whatever it is you were trying
Say,
to say.
are you going to follow him, or are you going to just like, yeah, you know what? Nah, we're just gonna keep the conversation out here if you don't mind.
You should follow them.
If he's motioning for us to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, estimate. Because my understanding is Aldrich's headed over to the cart with the girls, so.
Yeah, he's
There's
currently
somebody with them.
leading the cart to a more part position.
Okay.
And he does make it visible, like he's not going to try and hide, like even waving at Aldrich's, like, you know, my house is this way. You want to. As he's walking through, he stops and checks on a handful of the villagers, many of which are still shaken and take a step back. To no one's surprise, mainly at Aberish, due to very specific antics. But they mouth what sound like, with a drop of sincerity, thank yous for your actions. Many of them are starting to talk among themselves, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And I had already told your results of your Arcana, Aldrich, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you did.
You get into the man's hut. It's right by one of the smaller fields, and inside it, while spacious, is not very well furnished. He offers a hand. There's just little stools. As he cracks open, and you hear the twist of a cork from a bottle, and it begins to pour out some brown liquid, and he starts trying to pass it out. His hands are still shaking. They gathered us up in the night. It was Laird and Foots. The elder, I don't know what he told them to get them to do what they did. Had him tie us all up. Mentioned something about the Dark Awakening. That's pretty much been my morning. So, you know, brighter days ahead, I'm sure. By the fallen gods. My apologies. Who- I have not asked the privilege of your names. Uh,
Well,
I
my
am Ari.
Ari. You, Mister. Stop or we'll get madder.
it was effective. I am Abarash.
Damn near gave one of the grandmothers a heart attack, you know.
One fewer mouth to feed.
And one fewer set of hands to help to tend the children. And,
Right.
there, buried under all the rags? Who are you?
I am. Yes. I'm Adaman.
And by now, Aldrich, you would have been able to tie the horse off, and, Sarah, without skipping beat, is jovially bursting through the door and moving to sit with the lot of you. With a little less excitement, she joins you all. Okay, I'm assuming. Yeah, I. We were told that you girls had, and your mom had moved away some time ago. They don't seem the two just seem to be all more keeping to themselves. Sarah just looking around, taking in the sights. Where'd you find them? It's directed at the lot of you.
The name of the town that we were just in was
False.
Fost, right?
False. Yeah.
Fost. We found them in Fost. They had a similar situation to you lot here, only much farther along.
F- Further along than having their heads cleaved in.
Yes, it was not a pleasant sight for anybody.
Oh, I say. He gets up, quickly makes his way across the room, grabs meager bits of bread and dried meats, giving it to the girls, and kind of motioning for them to go sit in the corner. Lilith, being the big, grown-up, strong girl that she is a little pouty about getting kicked away from the grown-up table, but Sarah drags her off. I. In all honesty, just thank you. I don't know exactly what I would have done. I was too scared to fight, too scared to run, and I think I was fourth in line for the executioner's axe there. Um, we trusted him, you know.
Mhm.
He raised most of us.
I hate to be a nuisance, but do you know if he had a journal or anything of the like?
Uh,
Might be a good clue to figure out
his
what was going on.
kept his lodgings in the room attached to the back of the greenhouse. I didn't exactly attend to his personal affairs, so I don't know.
What my friend said.
It's not sure how much comfort that brings to know that corruption reaches us so far out here. Leave the corruption to the city folk. We're here, honest, innocent people. Do a day's work.
Something I've learned is corruption can spread anywhere. All that truly matters is what you do to try to stop it.
I know for a fact he kept a ledger of shipments in and out. We got the lumber, much like anyone else, from Falst, and sent grain there, sent grain to Olsenburg. Furthest we've any of our shipments go is to Wallendorf. That's only during war times. But most of the menfolk were, and even some of the stronger womenfolk were taken, conscripted. So it's not exactly been a heavy season for us.
Understandable.
I just ask you try not to mar the terrified folk any further. If you need to, if you can find any way to make sense of it. Like I said, his lodging's there to the back of the greenhouse. And I'll answer what questions I can. I guess at this point, I'm aside from some of the grandmamas, I'm the oldest here. We'll do the right proper vote to see who leads the village at this point, but until then, hell's be damned. I guess I'll try and get this shit back in order.
That's the spirit.
He lowers his tone, very much trying not to be heard by the children. I know some of the ladies might offer to take them in, but again, it's been a very light season. We had been told that that whole family had moved. So there's no one that I know of blood relation to them here, if that's what you were looking for and hoping for. I'm not saying to force these children upon you. We will take them if we can, or if that's what they want. Otherwise, I know Ostenburg has a fairly decent amount of orphanages, and they'll be taken care of there, most certainly.
We will have to talk with them, I think.
Nods. And you say false.
They are down to just their women and children as well.
As if conscription wasn't bad enough. We'll try and send some food their way. Thought it weird that we didn't send a shipment out for so long. Again, my roof is yours for the time that you are here. Again, I know it's not exactly spacious accommodations that you may have been so desiring. Well, please. He just motions. If you have questions, I say ask them. Otherwise, he just kind of start trying to get his shit. Like he's bits of furniture that had been knocked over in the night. He's trying to get picked up.
I got nothing right now. Anybody else?
Nope.
9.
I'm gonna head to the back of the greenhouse and see if there's anything interesting there.
Okay.
And the other three, what are you doing?
I don't know. I really just came back and sat down. So
Basic appraisal of the situation is if there was any written documentation from the elder, it would his lodgings are the building attached to the back of the grain house, which is where Aldrich said he's planning to go.
Iverash
Oh.
will go with Aldrich then.
Oh, we lost the spaz.
yes, we should go. We should go search the elder's residence.
Okay. Hopefully.
Good. The people who might cause trouble are coming with me.
Yes.
And we'll see what Spaz does when he comes back. Didn't drop that roll 20, but that just
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that,
I'm wondering if he got
reaction.
Windowsed. No, he's on
Yeah.
Mac. He's a Mac user.
You gotta.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyhow,
Well, he did
next-
say an update was taking a large chunk of his
Kernel,
CPU.
yeah.
Besides getting up on another machine, just need to get my headset to connect. I should be fully on.
okay. So a lot of you make your way out, and for the most part, many of the villagers are out and about trying to get things righted, moving the 3 dead bodies away. The Hursk, the fellow who was sort of described as having been the one that was holding the children at bay, is the only one to even approach you. And he just has this. He's just like your big, lovable dope kind of just aura as he approaches. He's a good 6 foot, barrel chested fellow. He hunches down, head drooped. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any problems. I'm so sorry. Please,
It's not your fault. You were not wholly in control.
they said that they were sending some inquisitors. I can't do it. Please, I'm so sorry.
Inquisitors?
There is a literal inquisition in the setting. So
I'm aware.
yeah.
But inquisitors were here.
They said they would send some. That there was so much that happened here. They would have to, right? Please, mind you, he keeps looking at Aldrich's holy symbol, and
I am not.
he
part
clearly
of the
has
in-
no idea. He just sees holy symbol.
I am not part of the Inquisition. You do not have to worry about me.
Oh. Okay. If
We're all good.
if you need any if you need anything, please don't how say
We hesitate.
yes, please. I not bright, but I'm strong. I help. Please, just no inquisition. Please.
What the best thing you can do right now is try to work on making sure your fellow villagers are okay.
Gets this big old derpy nod and stomps off.
Apart from him, obviously not being super bright, did anything seem off about him?
Against your passive insight, he was absolutely telling the truth, 1000%. And he is scared shitless of the thought that his actions will have put him under the gaze of the of any.
Oh, okay,
Inquisition.
okay. Not that he himself is magical, but his actions here. Wow.
You don't. If he
Think?
is capable of magic, he is a damn good actor.
If he is capable of magic, he is not in an int-based class.
Here's where your GM completely rewrites his character stat block just to say fuck you, just because he can't words well. Rude.
Okay.
I can't words well. You calling me a non-int based caster? Rude.
Sir, you are a charisma base if you are anything.
How dare you? Oh.
Bold of you to say? Well, we haven't faded to black.
I am praising your natural charisma, sir.
I'll remember this. But anyhow, do we have a spaz back? I haven't heard.
We have a spaz back.
Okay. Heard him yet.
Speak spaz. God damn it, spaz.
The timing of whatever that boot oop was just perfect. Oh. Apparently, push talk is messed up on this computer. Noted. While you get that sorted, I'll continue with the scene. Making your way around the fairly large greenhouse, as noted, he's the only one that even attempts to approach you. Others, they give you a bit of a respectful look, but back away and keep themselves much as they had when on your first arrival, minus having a door between you lot. On the back end of the building is a fairly humble-looking shack, clearly an attachment. And when you approach, the door to which is fairly heavily locked. The structure itself seems to be made of pretty decent and sturdy wood.
What door? We're saying it's sturdy wood.
So, assuming that you have not stayed back with the man, your party has gotten up to go and try and investigate the elder's abode, his little shack that is attached to the back of the greenhouse. And I will note that the two sisters are following behind you, feeling seemingly more comfortable with you than having the idea of staying with this person they literally just met.
If that's the case, then I will hang back with the girls, not knowing what we will find inside.
Okay. So you have a locked door. There are no windows. And there's no stack. There's no stack for like a hearth or fire of any kind. But there are several that are built onto the back of the mill house, the greenhouse itself, for just general ventilation.
And if the door's stuck, I could probably pop it off the hinges or release latch.
Go right ahead.
I think I have.
If you or a artificer, you should have proficiency in thieves' tools.
Yeah. So would that be Dex and proficiency?
Yes. Alright. It is a bit more of a struggle than it had any right to. As you hear your tools scraping against the first of it, and as it begins to unlatch, there is a flash of light. I need a Constitution saving throw. It's a DC 11. Alright, you are struck blind. Which, as you turn to your party, again, trying that last second to move your eyes away, you watch as his eyes are blackened over, seemingly the flesh scabbed in place.
Funny, 'cause I almost thought maybe you should check this just because.
Yeah, you
No,
probably should have. One of us probably
he's a
should have
farmer
checked.
guy.
Yeah, a farmer
Yeah.
guy that we know had magic.
Yeah, I guess I debate was it his magic or was it coming from another source?
Yeah.
But then again, I mean that's kind of like warlocks. Yeah. Ari says letters something in a foreign language under his breath, realizing what's happened.
Sarah, for one like the one of the only times you've heard, lets out a scream, like she like not of like fear but of shock at the scene, rushing over and like trying to get to hug you and see if you're okay.
My initial reaction would be to turn back the way I was facing, assuming I turned to face her and something has happened to my face. I have no idea.
You personally have no idea of the physicality of your face. You just the world has gone black. You can feel a slight burning sensation around your eyelids.
I will go up to him and say, Aldrich, do you mind if I take a look at your eyes real quick, like see if it's permanent?
Did you just ask yourself if you want to?
I'm out, Ari.
I'm assuming he's just announcing who is there.
Yes, I am trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
I assume
either
like
way, tell me it's not permanent.
I assume like a medicine check.
Yes.
First off, I will give myself guidance.
Forget about that. It's so easy.
Okay.
The crit was on the D4.
That's still 21.
Yes.
You're fairly confident as you get close enough, and your thumb begins to work along this scabbing. You realize it's fortunately not his flesh that is scabbed over. It appears that whatever this trap was, it has magically basically spat quickly congealing blood over his eyes. And if you were to take about a minute's time actively and very carefully trying to remove it, that he would get his sight back. Otherwise, it could get worse and actually infect his eyes.
I will let Ari know this and ask if he thinks we should probably do that.
I heard you light up and a few broken words, but I don't think it caught whatever you just said.
I definitely agreed.
Yeah. Okay.
And being able to have sight is kind of preferable to
not
getting in a building that isn't on fire.
Yeah. Okay. I will start trying to help him. Like, we'll find a nice spot where we can both sit down.
Okay. Which leaves Alberish. You, for the record, you know he did succeed in opening or clicking the lock open. As the door itself has begun to slightly work its way ajar. And shockingly, it's Lilith who steps up next to you and looks up at you, looks at the door. She's got her axe. Like we doing this?
Abarash gives her a little smile, showing just like one elongated canine, and then a nod. He pushes open the door.
You're pretty sure she just barely passed her will check to not attack you again. The DC is getting higher. But she does begin, and Albrecht, as you push through the door, Aldrix, being the only one that will see it as she's to his back, she gets to the door, seems to lift that leg up and stops, and Albrecht from behind you just hear this young girl turn and retch. Clearly was trying to keep a brave face and muster up the courage, saying, what just happened and just bile as she turned and like shakes herself and steps away, clearly not cool with this building.
Okay. Avrash is going to continue to take a look inside the structure.
Okay. As your eyes adjust, fading from color into that scale of gray, you see a very humble bed to your right. You see pleasant, if not possibly potentially uncomfortable, small desk, like writing desk and chair to your left. A stupendously modest kitchen that is little more than a kettle for tea, a tiny little cast iron pot, and a very simple wood burning stove, the piping of which does appear to go into the back wall, next to a door that, from the layout in your head, presumably leads into the grain house. And that's what you passively gather as you look around.
Okay. Avrash would go over to the writing desk and investigate it.
Okay. Okay. Um, you can still hear the hacking, coughing of Lilith trying to gather herself outside. Ari, at this point, you've kind of got vision back in one of your eyes, and you can see her like trembling, a few feet away from where Aldrich is trying to take care of you. Sarah beside her, like a confused and concerned look as she's looking between the two of you, muttering encouragement to her sister. Still no sign of Adaman, but you know he said he was going to go check out something else. Abrush, as your hand works its way over the wood of the desk and under the sort of the podium upper portion of it, it slips under and you feel a catch on your thumb, a latch.
Okay. He would, give it a little twist. Try
Okay.
to open it.
As you activate it, a drawer in the lower half pushes out towards you a thin. It looks black due to you being seeing everything in grayscale, anyways. But a fairly thin journal of some purpose. It sits nestled next to a fairly ornate dagger that glints off the little bit of sunlight bleeding through the door, and what appears to be some well-cut gem. Again, everything's in grayscale, so you're not sure. Ruby, emerald, etc. In dark vision, everyone's colorblind.
You all can't live in my world now.
Abrash gonna take a quick look around. He's the only one here. Only one in the building.
You are the only one in the room at the moment, yes. That you are aware of.
Alright. Abrash is gonna pocket the gems and the dagger. And pick up the notebook and then walk back toward the entranceway. And I found his journal.
Continue on as you were.
Abrash is gonna get to the doorway and I found a journal or a diary of some kind. Or it could just be his shopping list, but it was in a secret pouch, a secret container in his drawer, in his desk.
Say anything interesting as I assume like get that last bit of skunk out of its eye.
It's not pleasant to open your eyes. There's a couple little flecks of blood. You gotta get some water to wash out.
I have not looked. Yeah, Abrash is gonna step out into at least out of the gloom, and flip open the journal and begin, flipping through it.
The journal does not open at your pulling and prying.
Well, this is strange. It does not appear to open.
And there, for the record, is no physical lock.
This is some kind of cursed book. Maybe I cannot get it to open.
If you read a book,
I have read many fine tomes.
Have you?
Yes, you simple commoner.
Insight check.
The shade. Yeah, no, he is educated.
I'm pretty sure though I have a higher intelligence than you, sir.
I said educated, not again.
Uh,
Again
true.
with the statism.
Ow.
True.
Wow, so rude.
Jared's an supremacist.
Apparently, right? It's like he plays wizards or something.
I will point out though, more recently I've been bards
Clerics.
and clerics. So
Yeah, that's the whole point of trying to live in someone else's shoes.
yeah.
But yeah, as best as like you see him like physically with his thumbs, fingers trying to pry it open to no avail. Here in the light, the edges of the paper appear to be a nice deep crimson. And the leather itself, you realize, it's flesh.
Oh. This is horrifying.
Fortunately, the two sisters are currently more distracted with the fact that Lilith just like barfed for like a minute straight.
Are there any markings or inscriptions or a title on the book or any kind of text on the outside?
None that you can see.
Would one of you wizards like to take a look at this and see if you can get it open?
Not a wizard, but I would be glad to take a look at it.
And due to a particular, we'll refer to call it the cursed trait of your particular existence, it smells of blood.
Interesting.
It'd be an Arcana check to investigate this book.
Okay, I'm learning from my previous mistake and not letting Amarash distract me by casting guidance. Hi, everybody.
Unfortunately, you do not seem to be able to make heads or tails of this. As you continue to turn it, flip it, check down the spine. You have just as much struggle opening it as he did.
Anybody else want to take a look at this, baby?
Give it back.
Alright.
Give it back here. Give it back here.
Alright, you want to take a look at this?
I definitely can.
I assume you can see now.
You can see,
Nope.
yes.
Okay. I will put some other tool, try to scrape off a bit of the gunk on the edge, examine it, and
I will also tap him on the shoulder to give him a little bit of guidance.
You say you try and take a tool to it.
yeah, he was pointing at his
To like
uh,
to try and
artificer.
scrape, yeah.
Yes.
A mouth forms on what you presume to be the front face of the book and screams in pain.
Oh, that's not great.
I dropped the book.
Just drop it. Lilith covers Sarah's head, seeming like she herself is kind of mostly composed herself. Covers Sarah's ears and like turns like, "What the hell's going on? What was that?" Obviously, she doesn't say that because she's a polite young lady who has not learned all of that language yet.
If she travels with us much longer, she might.
Arash will go pick up the book where it fell.
I mean, progress.
I have an idea. Try stroke his spine. Arash is going to pull out a dagger, not the dagger that he took from the house, but a different dagger. And very carefully prick the tip of his thumb until a bead of blood sort of wells up there. He gives a look and licks his lips a little, but then shakes his head, focusing. And then is gonna wipe his thumb with the blood across the cover where the screaming mouth had been.
Okay, so at this point, run your thumb over the mud-covered book. Nothing happens.
Great. Thought it would be very mystical and magical.
Yeah, I mean, wipe some more blood on it. I don't think it's got enough.
Would you like to I do not see you having any good ideas besides throwing it in cow shit.
Cow poop. There are children here.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Lilith is still holding her little sister's ears and just like, as if I need another reason to hate you?
From the looks of it. Granted, there's merit to it. It might have to be along the edge of the pages to release them, maybe. And that's why it looks like there's some sort of blood substance along the edge.
I think the blood is worked into the pages. The whole thing reeks of it.
Okay, check out the book. See if I can see something of note of how to more open it. It seems like there's more freshly applied blood somewhere or something. Or I guess like does the mouth? It's just a mouth. I take it. I don't know if it stays.
Once it finished screaming, the flesh seemed to seal over.
Okay. So I'll do examine it with Arcana.
Okay, but you do have guidance. Okay. You're fairly confident that you're not too far off, that the pages and blood have a decent connection. But about an inch over where the mouth had apparated, there it feels, as you run your hand across it, to be a slight, like, inch by inch diameter indention hiding under the cover. And as your hand passes over that, you can feel movement. Something seeming as if it's trying to grab at anything touching in that spot.
I think you push here, but it may bite back. But it might open it. It feels like feeding a finger to the buck. I don't think it'll eat the whole thing, but it might bite.
I could try it.
Ooh, I want to. I tried mage handing it.
Okay.
Get away without actually physically touching it in physical blood. It's more pressure. I can't.
Nothing appears to happen. Though, Abrish, you would note that the indent, it does press into the cover. It's roughly about the size of the gem you had found.
Scheiße. Yeah, give me the book.
Yeah, sure. Take it.
The mage hand floats it over to you.
Great. I'm actually gonna give them a nod. Disappear back into the house and quickly shut the door.
Follow him.
So,
That was
so the door slams in your face, Aldrich.
I will open it back up.
No, it is slammed shut. Abrash had his back up against the door.
I need an opposing athletics.
I need privacy for this. It's not a good thing.
Shit.
Yeah, you
What?
were not prepared for him to just kick this door in.
Ah, what are you doing?
What you doing, buddy?
Get out of here. You don't like me.
Keep your pants on.
Oh god, I just realized a 1 inch by 1 inch diameter goes into an enclosed room.
Abrash,
Yes.
we need to be able to trust each other.
I am trying to open the book. Get out and give me some privacy.
Oh,
What
Lord.
are you trying to do that needs privacy?
It is secret vampire magic. Get out of here. I don't want to
I
be here.
am insight checking the fuck out of that one.
Okay. As you two go back and
Damn
forth,
it.
you see like he was in the middle of grabbing something out of his vest pocket, not his pants, fortunately. And you barely catch out on the wind coming through the door that you were not physically aware of. Now already know that it sounds legit. It sounds like bickering in a kind of familiar voice, but more pressing matters distract you from it. As Arbush once again he sees through your bullshit.
I think I know how to get the door open. I think I know how to get the book open. Why does the hell matter to you?
Because you just stormed off and went into privacy. We don't need to be private to open a book.
I do not know why. I do not remember giving away all concept of privacy when I joined this little expedition.
And the last time we left you alone, we ended up having to try to clean up your mess.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please, I will have book open in just a minute. Please get out.
No. Do it in front of me. I will not judge.
Do it with your pants on.
Do keep your pants on, please. We are all friends here, Abarash.
I do not know if that is true. You have not been
We-
especially.
We are all colleagues here, Abarash.
Abrash would attempt to spin around, and in one motion, sort of sleight of hand, press the gem.
Let's see it. Sleight of hand. This would be against passive perceptions.
Yep.
You catch the glint of
Union, why?
Because it's Monday.
It's Monday. You catch the glint of what appears to be a deep red something in his hand that it presses, and as it hits the cover of the book, Abarish, the flesh breaks away, and what seems to be small pair of fingers on each side wrap around and pull it into the book. The flesh covering it up, and the book falling open.
Ta-da.
Good job. Where'd you find that?
Hey, Ari, I got the book open.
Yeah?
Yeah,
With what?
vampiric magics.
He had something that glowed red.
Yeah, it sounds pretty vampire to me. Blah,
I'll say,
blah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, now that I say it out loud.
I appreciate you backing me up, Aldrich. Now, who would like to read the book? Abrash just strolls out of the house. Book, sort of in hand.
As you step out into the sun, it spits the gem out and locks closed.
Okay, so it has to be in darkness. Got it.
Shit.
Oh, so that's what opens the book. So where'd you get that?
It's an ancient vampiric bloodstone.
You just
Abarish,
happened to
roll a
carry it
history
out.
for me. Because, you may actually be rolling persuasion.
Ooh.
But you need to roll a history first to see if you actually notice.
Wait, do I need to roll history?
Yep.
Or... Oh, me. Okay, I thought you said Aldrich.
Nope, Abarish. You're not certain, but like even as the lie falls from your lips, you give it this look as it's sitting glinting in the sun, and you see the red tint trying to move away from the sunlight. So there's a potential truth to the lie.
I will note that is my passive insight.
And so again, there like you catch that there's
There's
weirdly truth, but
I
the look
don't think-
on his face is like he didn't know that until he said it. For the record, by the second, the gem is getting duller and duller and duller.
Oh, I will grab the gem and pull it back inside. If it's vampiric, we probably don't want it out in the sun.
Yeah.
Right, let's... First off, that was a very good experiment, Abrash. Good job.
Completely intentional.
Sarah and Lilith are looking at, mind you, Lilith's still sitting there with Sarah's hands over her ears, so Sarah's like just looking around like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm so happy you're all here, just beaming, happy child.
I give her a thumbs up.
Abrash waved.
She hugs her teddy bear.
Okay, let's read this book.
Abrash will step back inside and proffer the book.
Put the gem in the indention that I am sure that I see quite clearly now.
You don't see the indention, but you know its placement. You watch as the fingers wrap around it, seem to stop, and retreat back in without pulling the gem in.
Hey, Abrash, got a knife.
What?
I think it needs more blood.
Oh.
Or you're just
Abrash
sitting
will-
outside the door, listening to this.
Abrash will proffer his dagger.
I will prick my finger and try to feed the gem.
I'm trying. If we were sitting at the table, I'd just be grinning at Alvarez this whole time, because nothing happens.
Well, I might have something else that could be useful in this situation.
I just hold my hand out. So is this everything you found?
Give me the gem.
I will give him the gem.
Arash is gonna take out the dagger from that he's had in his pack this whole time. That got misplaced and ended up in the elder's house.
It is a beautiful dagger. That much like the gem, or much like the book, seems to drink in the light. And as you turn the blade, ready to prick yourself, you catch just over the pommel on the flat of the blade. You swear you see one of those shadows smiling. I need, I'll say it openly, I need a charisma save from you.
Overrush, be careful of dark powers. The instruments used by them.
This is directed at Aldrich. You had already barely passed
sorry.
yours. And I mean barely. As Aldrich, you likewise barely passed yours.
Yay! Proficiency in charisma save.
Ari, as the two of them are discussing, you see Adaman coming around. And most notably, there's a strange tint of red to the lower portions of his cloth, more than anything. That seems to be mingled in with the blood, or that mud. We're talking a lot about blood right now, so I wonder what's on my brain. He was gone for a decent amount of time, but you see him now approaching. As yeah, Aldrich, you have the dagger. It's right there for pricking.
Prick.
There's less of a bubble up of the blood as the fuller of the blade immediately fills, drawing from you, hitting the pommel.
When did he get this?
Yeah, as far as I know, he never handed it over.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you handed it over.
Give him that dagger.
Oh, are you pricking yourself then?
Yes.
Oh, even better. And Aldrich, you technically never made a charisma save, so you're not safe from the dagger. Just out of character.
Oh.
Damn it, Halrush!
Get your own cool vampire dagger, nerd.
Yeah, so Aldrich, the description remains the same. You prick yourself with it. It fills the running down the middle of the blade, hitting into the hilt. The pommel beginning to coalesce a ball of crimson that then slowly floats over and sinks into the gem, filling it with that same crimson it had before.
And take two.
Which means, Ottoman, you arrive just as the dynamic duo inside open the book.
How are we trying to avoid needing to do that again?
Yeah, the gem is either in a pouch or in a dark place.
As the book falls open, pages churn and move as you quickly try and make sense of it. It is formulaic, symbolic writing for the most part. This is Dark Arcana. There is a mix of some vampiric markings that you were taught by your sire, Abrish, as well as corruptions of eldritch markings, as well as twists on more grounded, simple arcane formula. This is, as best as you can gauge from the few pictures, the book itself in its entirety is some kind of ritual. But you can make, by default, no heads or tails of any of it.
I assume I too am able to see and
You're the one who catches the Eldritch markings. He catches the vampiric.
Okay. I cannot roll badly on a third Arcana check tonight.
Famous last words.
Guidance? Let's go.
Yeah, maybe guidance might be the issue.
No,
Just not
because
one. Okay, I was gonna say.
no, if it was no, the that one got me the 9 before. The second 9.
You can hear Adamant outside just like casually bringing up a blood ritual.
Would that give me advantage?
I will note, Aldrich, as you begin to try and piece together this formula, you take 13 psychic damage and are bleeding from the nose.
So it's one of those books. Right. Okay. I have learned nothing, and I am now bleeding from the nose.
I could take a look. I know a bit of. I've had some experience with blood magic in the past.
Go right ahead. I will stand up and go get some sunlight and heal myself.
I don't know if the blood hunter knowledge would apply to the book at all or not.
Said font of knowledge.
They know about, and like they basically have advantage on intelligence.
Oh, the blood hunter thingy.
What's the feature called? Buddy once told me the world is gonna roll me. We've just been copyright struck. Was that more than 3 seconds? I think it was more than 3 seconds. Fuck my life.
Hunter's Bane. You have advantage on wisdom, survival checks to track faith fiends and undead, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about such creatures. The class does do blood type magic.
Okay. Yes, you would have advantage on this.
What the syntax is for keeping rerolling. I'll just roll another d20.
Oh, Ottoman.
What was Eric's? It was just a flat 15.
So that'd be a 17.
What?
No, that'd be 18.
20.
20. So you begin to crack through the Dark Arcana that is this tome. And it's a lot. Like you're like a page in, it's talking about the sacrifice of hundreds of innocent souls. And it just gets worse from there. The page that catches most of your attention is the empowerment of a construct referred to as a Great Awakening.
This is a ritual that could be spread across a long time.
The actual like literature that knowledge that you got out of it was more the handwritten notes, potentially either by the elder or someone else who possessed this book before. The actual scope of the ritual itself would take at least a week to begin proper translation. But it does seem like a generation long attempt is possible, as best you are able to gather with your current knowledge.
be what they are working to enact. I'm not sure if this is getting duplicated or just continued work across the multiple villages here. Something that takes this much to just prepare is definitely not to be trifled with.
Then I presume it needs to be stopped. Figure out who is leading this and stop them.
Yeah, and I can try to potentially continue working on it, or we can potentially work as a group to try and understand how this functions. That might help lead us to where this book came from.
Perhaps working as the group is a smart option, as a little bit of blood leaks down the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just piecing together what I can figure out in this time. So, assistance would be good. But definitely something very strong and powerful behind it, it seems. And probably pretty old. At least the village is safe for now.
Oh, indeed.
Avrash, were there other things in here of note that you have that we need to be aware of?
That is quite the assumption to make. No, I found nothing else in the home.
So again, there's the bed, there's the writing desk, there's the very modest kitchen, and a door leading into the mill.
Which I'm willing to bet is where villagers are hanging out.
You did not see any of the villagers go into the mill.
Oh. Crap. I don't want to open that door then. But we have to, I think.
Yeah, sure, open it. I opened the last one.
I will investigate the store for traps first.
I don't think there's any.
I don't either, but you missed it. He got covered in eye goop.
Wander off to.
Aldrich, are you still outside, like, hanging by the door?
I was, like, in the door frame.
Okay, so you barely hear this. If my... Let me...
Turn and look towards Sarah.
By the time you turn to look, her face is returned to normal, and she looks just, again, happy-go-lucky Sarah. Her ears are still covered by Lilith, as Lilith's looking down at her like,
I give her that same look like, crap.
Who is investigating the door for a trap?
I was going to, but I got distracted.
Okay. So Ari Albrecht, you hear Aldrich's mid-sentence like, "Yeah, I'll check for her," and he just turns and looks like he just heard something outside.
Yeah, what is it?
So Sarah just said something very, very disconcerting.
Yeah.
A single spoke has broken from the wheel. You have amused us.
The veil wills is the veil wills.
Wrong world.
Sarah, you and your sister probably should just go wait in the cart.
Sarah can't hear you, but Lilith nods, just starts walking with Sarah away.
Yeah.
Lil's like, yep, first around here.
It was like, little sister, I love you, but Jesus Christ, that was creepy as fuck.
Just assumed that the other one was probably not far.
Yeah. So the two of them go to the car. It's just out of line of sight, where around the grain house.
I hope she didn't break a wheel on the cart.
Yeah, I'm feeling
really
it was
don't know
not.
how to fix that. Are you
Right.
sure we want to go in here? It may have been locked for a reason.
This original door was locked for a reason.
Oh no, there does not appear to be a lock from his room to the mill house.
Okay, so it locks from the other side.
No one's tried that.
The
No one's tried that
inside.
door.
Oh, okay. Well, first I'll just jiggle it.
It opens and fills your lungs with the scent of decay.
Oh, that's not great. Cast light on the shield and shine it in there.
You are greeted with the grisly scene of what appears to be a mound of bodies stitched together, seeming to form a golem-like creature.
So, alright, you know how you said, that this Great Awakening strengthens, constructs?
Does it?
Do this ritual.
What was
But
that?
let
Right?
it strengthen something like that?
Maybe. I don't know why else they're making it.
Does it seem to have noticed us yet?
It's not moving. It's laying on its back. Well, what should be its back.
Somebody should go in and poke it.
Yeah, it's flawed and useless to us.
Brush, I choose you.
Wait, what?
Who's the wait what to?
Adamant. He says it's flawed and useless. I just gonna look.
He said it's flawed and useless to us.
Yes. I mean, do you want to try to make use of something like that?
No, it's useless.
He quite clearly said that.
Yeah, regardless of, like, if that's the reason that you don't want to try and make use of it, that's disturbing. I really don't know how we got all
Do you have a use for it?
No, but not because the ritual hasn't been completed. It's because it's a pile of bodies stitched together.
Yes. I think we're on agreement here.
Yeah, I think
It's
we should
useless to
probably
the party.
we should probably destroy it.
Yes, fire.
Yeah, fire's a good idea. I'll start with some holy fire.
Okay, you guys just are blasting into this construct.
Yes.
It doesn't move an inch.
Oh, thank God it never got activated. And we probably should have inspected it for any signs of any more clues. But too late now.
Yes, too late.
but there might be clues in the greenhouse.
So you set this thing on fire. This is a mass of bodies, i.e., fat and pus.
Oh, that's not gonna smell good.
It's a fairly sizable fire. The greenhouse is made of wood.
Ah, shit. We should put this out quickly. Try to put this out quickly.
Does holy flames burn wood?
No, but your flames do.
I didn't do any flames yet.
Oh. Yeah, so I'm just using my sacred flame.
Okay, just... Which sounds great, because it's just a physical impact smashing into the body over and over and over.
Oh, that's horrible, Mutt. Let's just yeah, fire.
No, we are not burning. God damn it.
Like
Why
the third sacred flame hits, Adam's like, I can't, and just like half looking throws the orb into the wooden building.
Oh, pile of flesh.
Yes, but it's going to burn the building down.
It's possibly.
We don't want to burn the building down.
We must burn the body.
Let's not.
I will note that
We
this
cannot
this
risk it
construct
rising.
is about 20 by 20.
Yes.
So that
This
is not enough to get it.
This is a big motherfucker.
Okay.
He's a thick boy.
Adaman, no more fire yet. Let us examine this thing first.
It has started to burn.
Let's do a control burn. No more making it bigger.
Yes, control the burn. That sounds like a good idea.
Adaman, no more fire for now. Please.
Ari, Avarish, anything you'd like to contribute?
No, they have it well enough underhand.
I will go into the room and start examining.
Okay, so you fortunately can see, thanks to the fire that is slowly spreading across the construct's form.
Yes. Hold on. Is it still small enough that a thaumaturgy could put it out?
No.
Damn.
It's almost like the body was filled with preserving liquids.
Yeah, I had a hunch.
Preserving liquids. Those are flammable?
The kind that was in there? Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So. Investigation or
investigation.
Okay.
Oh, you were giving me the choice of them?
If your intent is if your intent is to like move things around and actually look around, it's investigation. If you're just quickly walking around and just looking, it's perception. You between the scent of now the rot, now the burning, the just the echo in your head of your sacred flame smashing into it. You were just not here right now. You were anywhere else. But you do know that there is a large wooden bolt holding the main double door closed from the inside.
Okay. So the door's locked from the inside. To the...
Out into the main area of the village, yes.
Yes.
Say again, Ari?
The door that we came in through, is that lockable from the outside?
The one that you had tinkered with? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Make sure they weren't both blocked from the inside. If they're not making the fire worse, I will wrap some cloth around my face, make it a little bit easier to breathe in there. Use guidance and step in to help look around,
Okay.
investigate.
Yeah, again, if you're physically like moving boxes aside, checking around, and physically moving stuff, it's investigation. If you're just using
I will
eyes,
assist Ari if possible. Because I give up rolling dice tonight.
I just need a Constitution save from you for hanging out in there.
For me?
Yep. Okay, you're able to stomach for a little longer. Who has the book at this point? Still Ari?
Yeah, probably. Isn't just I should put safe.
Okay, 22.
You do have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he is able to go in there and help.
Same.
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 Okay.
Nice.
So the first thing, as you're making your way about, you see weirdly some fresh footprints by the door. I mean, like within the last couple hours. So
Which door?
by the main door, the double door that's barred shut from the inside.
The middle. Okay.
Otherwise, you catch that there is on the left hand side there are barrels of grain that you probably would not want to eat from, due to their proximity with fetid earth. And just behind those, there is a hatch that appears to work its way down into the ground.
Alright, can you drag these grain barrels out? I can get them fixed up so the people can have some food to eat.
Again, the food is not safe for consumption
Yeah,
in its
I was
current
gonna
state.
fix it.
Think it,
Assuming it can be fixed with magic. If it can't,
think it would be better to burn these, Ari.
If you
It
if
might
you
be-
have a specific spell that does that, then you know that
yeah,
Let me check if I can get it.
I have it.
okay.
Oh, you do have it?
Alright.
Never mind then.
You are fairly confident that you can probably save about half this grain. Some of it is just too far gone.
Oh,
And if you want to do that, it'll cost 2 castings of the spell.
wouldn't bother me any. It's a ritual, and I don't use my spells much. I can cast it as a first level as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, thinking that it sounded like they didn't have like a whole lot of supplies, so I prefer to save it if we could.
I'm sure they would
And-
prefer to save it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So letting them see it after it's been purified. So I don't know what state it was originally. And then yeah, if we can get those out of the way, examining the hatch on the floor, check it if it's trapped, announce, hey, there's a hatch over here. Might lead. Definitely somewhere interesting.
A cursory glance, it does not appear to be trapped. And there is by comparison, a rudimentary lock on the hatch here. But that
I will.
is where we'll be fading to black.
Okay.
I know it's getting late for some people. I can already hear the yawns. I'm not naming names.
Yeah.
I'm tired.